CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
Thanks for joining us. A smooth ride on a school bus along rural roads in the winter, next to impossible, but a scary few moments aboard a bus near Aurelia that sent one child to hospital, and parents are now demanding accountability. CTV's Mike Arsaelides reports.
Slow down!
What started out as a bumpy school bus ride home Tuesday afternoon turned into horrifying moments in Washago. Children crying, hurt and screaming in pain.
She's traumatized. She doesn't even want to ride the bus. She can't go to school. She generally wears glasses. She can't wear her glasses. They don't fit on her nose because it's so swollen.
This mother, who didn't want to be identified, telling CTV News her child suffered a broken nose when the kids said their school bus picked up speed ahead of a known bump along Agnew Road. The kids said the bus driver sped up after a child asked her to go faster.
Still shaking. My daughter can't sleep. She can't really eat. She's got liquids because her mouth is sore. Her nose is still bleeding. You can hear her when she's talking.
I don't remember much. I just remember going up in the air and then me on the floor.
She said the driver kept going and did not acknowledge what happened.
My friend gave me tissues. She's like, "Oh my God, your nose is bleeding."
After being dropped off, the 12-year-old spent the night in the emergency department of Soldiers Memorial. Another child suffered a cut to her tongue. Several kids were sobbing.
And I saw two other students come off. They looked kind of pale face. And then my kids got off and they were crying.
This mother says she was shocked when she saw the video her child recorded as kids pleaded for the driver to slow down before hitting the bump.
Kind of in disbelief. However, my daughter had mentioned a few times in the past that the bus goes too fast over a specific bump in the road. And so I kind of was putting all the pieces together in my mind.
Provincial police only confirming an investigation is underway. Frustrated parents demanding accountability from the school bus company.
Bus driver didn't contact us. The story changed. At first we were told that she had slipped getting onto the bus, and then we were told afterwards that it was actually the bump. She put my daughter at risk. She's going to require surgery possibly. She can't breathe out the one nostril at all. This happened on Tuesday, and she's still got a bloody nose today.
Repeated attempts for comment from the Simcoe County School Transportation Consortium have gone unanswered. The status of the driver remains unclear. Police asking anyone with information in the case to come forward as investigators continue to collect witness statements. Mike Arsaelides, CTV News, Severn Township.
Police are investigating a house fire in Alliston that sent one woman to hospital. It happened just before 8:30 this morning on Renaissance Point. Fire officials tell CTV News when crews arrived, they found the home engulfed in flames. Crews were able to put out the fire, but there was significant damage to a neighboring home that's now destroyed. The house on the other side had minor damage.
The female victim of the home here, one of the homeowners, was outside of the home on our arrival. She was quickly transported to the paramedic unit here waiting on the roadway, and then she was transported to Stevens Memorial for treatment.
The cause of the fire remains under investigation by the Nottawasaga OPP with assistance from the Office of the Fire Marshal. Damage is estimated at $800,000. South Simcoe police are searching for 4 suspects after a home invasion in Innisfil last week. It happened around 2 p.m. on February 7th at a home in the area of Ferguson Street and Benson Street. Police say 4 suspects, armed with guns and wearing masks, forced their way into the home, confined the people inside, and stole things, including the vehicle in the driveway. They used that to flee the scene along with another vehicle. Now, one of them did hit a snowbank, so the driver fled. The stolen vehicle was found near Coburg. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Meanwhile, a 17-year-old from Essa Township was caught speeding, going nearly 40 kilometers an hour over the posted speed limit in Barrie. It happened Tuesday night just after 9 p.m. in the area of Big Bay Point Road and Bayview Drive. Police say he was clocked going 89 kilometers an hour. The young driver was issued a ticket under the Highway Traffic Act. The provincial government has announced sweeping changes to support post-secondary institutions as they continue to face financial challenges. Billions in new funding announced, as well as an end to the 7-year tuition freeze. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has more on today's announcement.
An unfreezing of tuitions on campuses like this one, just one part of an overhaul of the cash flowing into a sector in a state of crisis.
If we want Ontario to have a competitive workforce tomorrow, we need to strengthen our post-secondary institutions today.
Colleges and universities had been leaning on higher international student tuitions. That pipeline has gone dry with federal visa changes. Ontario's pumping $6.4 billion more into the sector over 4 years.
Skilled workers are needed more than ever, and this funding expands regional opportunities for learners and employers alike.
Starting this fall, schools will be able to increase tuition by up to 2%.
The money I make is just during the summer. It's only 4 months of work to make what tuition and housing in Toronto is already so expensive, so that's definitely an expense I don't think I could afford.
I think it would be difficult for my family to afford personally, and I think it would be difficult for a lot of families to afford.
The government calculates higher tuition will cost the average college student an extra $66 a year. For university, $170 more. There's a dramatic cut coming to grants through the Ontario Student Assistance Program, OSAP, leaning more heavily on loans than grants.
It's a lot worse, you know. I mean, the OSAP right now, the grants are already reduced. So if they reduce it more, that increases how much we have to pay back after we graduate.
The minister in charge says the system has become unsustainable. Schools are doing what they can to maintain access.
Every year, we increase the amount of funding we put into our student aid system because we're committed to that.
The changes a relief to a sector that slashed thousands of jobs, eliminated programs.
We are facing huge pressures in our system, but this announcement tackles the real challenges that universities face that will support our students.
Critics say schools shouldn't have had to beg the government for this help.
They set the fire and then they arrive, I won't say with a garden hose, but not what they need to put out the fire.
And there is a word of warning.
There are still more efficiencies that need to be found across the whole sector.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Well, here in Simcoe County, we are in the midst of the longest significant weather event ever recorded in Barrie. It was declared on December 28th of last year. Here's CTV's Rob Cooper with more on why city officials are still struggling with the amount of snow and how it's now become an issue for fire crews.
It's been 6 weeks since the City of Barrie declared a significant weather event, and there's still too much snow for the declaration to be lifted.
It's just bike lanes and the width of the roadway, so we got to get those turn lanes cleared.
Those turn lanes and giant snowbanks scattered across the city are making simple maneuvers a guessing game at times.
We got 10 feet snowbanks over here. Definitely poses its challenges.
The city says it's removing about 30 kilometers of snow from local banks every week. The works yard no longer has the room to take the unwanted snow, so fully loaded trucks are now hauling it to the city-owned site on McKay Road, day and night. The city has about 4,000 fire hydrants, many of them covered in snow. City crews out today tackling them one by one. The fire department says if residents are able to clear the snow from the hydrants in front of their homes, it would help.
We have had some experiences where locating a hydrant is difficult. It does pose a problem. We just have to strategize other ways to work around those problems.
Sidewalks have been a real challenge for many people this winter. Some people forced to avoid them altogether.
The walking is terrible, so we walk on the road because the sidewalks are impossible.
Now, the city says that sidewalk crews plow down to what's called a snowpack level. Now, they can be as much as 8 inches at times, and the city says when it warms up, it becomes slushy and difficult to navigate. I'm also told those crews head out every day. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Barrie.
Time now to say good evening to Casey Colby. Ooh, I like this too. But right now we need to focus on, is there more snow on the way? And when will it be warm enough for all of it to melt?
Well, addressing the Tukes, certainly Skokie hopes more snow is on the way. I'll explain why a little later. And is more snow on the way? I do believe it is. Let's talk about how much snow and what we have to look forward to, kind of an early look at the weekend coming up. And this is the first look at the forecast brought to you by Presler Injury Law. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. -9 out here, Sarah. Winds are picking up. Out of the west, -19. The Augustus high is about -30 a little later on this evening. This is where you are as far as temperatures go. -11 in Collingwood as we speak, -7 in Gravenhurst, looks like -8 in Newmarket, -9 in Alliston, -8 in Parry Sound, and -8 in Mount Forest, Ontario. A quick look, if you will. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the radar satellite images. And did you enjoy that sunshine today? Yeah, and it was all right, wasn't it? Was it warm? Well, it wasn't exactly warm, but it was pleasant and it warmed us, to say the least. It was warming. And Coming up in just a few minutes' time, Skokie warms everyone. I'll explain where you can find Skokie and more hats like this in just a few minutes' time. Back inside Sarah.
I've got my glasses on and it's still too small for me to see, so I look forward to the explanation case. Metrolink says it will be proactively refunding GO Transit riders following the major service disruption caused by that train derailment outside of Union Station. Speaking to Metrolink's board of directors at a meeting this morning, Metrolink CEO Michael Lindsay said those who tap their Presto cards for trips on February 2nd and 3rd will receive refunds, along with those who took, quote, deeply disrupted trips along the lakeshore lines during the evening rush hour on February 4th. It's been nearly a year since a Delta Airlines plane crashed at Pearson Airport, and the Transportation Safety Board is out with an update on its investigation. The jet was arriving from Minnesota on February 17th of 2025 when it slid across the tarmac and flipped upside down. 21 passengers were sent to hospital. The TSB says so far it has completed an examination of the aircraft's wreckage and a detailed analysis is underway. It's also analyzing audio from the cockpit and flight tracking data from onboard recorders. The agency says it is still too early to draw conclusions about what caused the crash. British Columbia observed a day of mourning for the victims of the Tumbler Ridge High School massacre. Prime Minister Mark Carney and Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre will be in the close-knit community tomorrow. It comes as we learn more about the 8 victims. CTV's Andrew Johnson has the latest from the northeastern BC community.
Fresh tears near Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, where there is a steady stream of mourners determined to pay their respects, including BC Premier David Eby, who arrived in town last night, and Rick Patterson, who's lived here since 1983 and is one of the many trying to navigate their grief.
I think it's just a day-by-day and moment-by-moment thing.
For Patterson, the hardest part is feeling like the community failed its most vulnerable.
There was no protection there for them. They thought they were in a safe place, and I thought they were in a safe place.
Once a safe place, Tumbler Ridge Secondary is now the scene of a murder investigation. Police say the suspect, 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootselaar, murdered one teacher, 39-year-old Shanda Evaguana Durand, and 5 students there, and injured 27 others before turning the gun on herself. Among the victims, 13-year-old Ezekiel Schofield, 12-year-old Abul Mwansa, whose family online called him a brave kid with a bright future. 12-year-old Zoe Benoit is being remembered as a resilient, vibrant, and caring little girl. Also among those killed, 12-year-old Tikara Lampert, who friends say was a loving, courageous, and humorous girl who leaves behind 7 siblings. Their classmate, 12-year-old Kylie Smith, who was the light of her family's life, was also killed at the school.
I let her off. I let her go to school with her brother Ethan in the morning, and I soaked in that moment watching them walk in the door together for whatever reason, and I didn't know it would be the last time they'd go to school together.
Police say before going to the school, Van Rootselaar killed her 39-year-old mother, Jennifer Jacobs, and 11-year-old stepbrother, Emmett Jacobs, at their family home. Community members say the love from Canadians across the country is helping them feel less alone during these dark days.
I love this place, I love this town, and now I love Canada even more because of what you have given to us.
She is not the only person we've heard that from. In the town, people tell us has long been known as The Rock. A great description today for the strength of this community. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Tumbler Ridge, BC.
Canadian billionaire Frank Stronach's sexual assault trial got underway in Toronto today after being delayed for more than a week. The 93-year-old auto parts magnate is facing a dozen charges related to 7 complainants. He has pleaded not guilty. The trial was supposed to begin last week, but was pushed back after his lawyer said she received a large volume of disclosure and needed more time to prepare. Stronach is also expected to stand trial in Newmarket later this year on sexual assault charges. He's denied the allegations in that case as well. Officials are now warning Canadians to avoid all non-essential travel to Cuba amid growing concerns about shortages of fuel, electricity, and basic necessities. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand says the government is working with airlines to help Canadians return home, and Global Affairs Canada consular officials are providing support. Air Canada, Air Transat, and WestJet have already suspended all flights to Cuba. Olympic organizers have disqualified a Ukrainian athlete over a helmet, depicting athletes and coaches killed in the war with Russia. He was kicked out of the competition this morning after denying last-minute pleas from officials to change course. CTV's Barrie reports.
Vladislav Haraskevich was a contender during these Olympic Games. He finished near the top of the field in his training runs, but the athlete told reporters today after his disqualification that the Olympic moment has been stolen from him and from other athletes. At issue, his helmet of remembrance depicting fellow athletes and coaches that have been killed since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The IOC says wearing the helmet amounts to messaging or expression, and expressions are banned in every case on the field of play.
Once we start taking stands against wars and conflicts, there is no end. There is no end. And this leads into partly why we have these guidelines, is because if we start reflecting all of those conflicts in the world on the sporting field, there will be no sport.
IOC officials say they were working towards a compromise, maybe a black armband, and were allowing the athlete to wear his helmet in training, interviews, and in other places. Haraskevich said the IOC president, Christy Coventry, who traveled to plea with him this morning, did say nice things, but ultimately he says the IOC's actions fall in line with what he calls Russian propaganda. Garrett Barrie, CTV News, Milan.
Continuing to focus on the Milano Cortina Olympics, there is a lot for us to cheer about today. Team Canada has seen a surge in its medal count, and both hockey teams showed their dominance on the ice. Boy, did they ever. Here's CTV's Scott Hurst.
A big day in short track speed skating. Courtney Sereau won bronze in the women's 500-meter. This is her second medal of the Games. Sereau was part of the team that won silver in the mixed relay earlier in the week. 4 Olympic Games, 4 medals for a Canadian athlete known as the King.
Very happy to win my 4th medal and 4 starts at the Olympic Games.
Opening ceremony flag bearer Mikhail Kingsbury landed back on the podium in Milano Cortina, a silver medal for the decorated Olympian. He finished with an identical score as the gold medalist, but lost the top spot through a tiebreaker.
This one I worked really hard for, and it was a tough one to get.
We will see Kingsbury again in the dual moguls event this weekend. Canada is celebrating another silver on the slopes, this time in snowboard cross. 24-year-old Elliot Grandin from Quebec also missing out on gold by the slimmest of margins.
Pretty good. I mean, it's another silver medal, so you can't really be too upset.
This is his 3rd Olympic medal and will have a chance to add to his personal total in the mixed snowboard cross team event on Sunday. On to the quarterfinals for the Canadian women's hockey team. The women beat Finland today 5-0 to close out their preliminary round with a record of 3-1. On the men's side, it was a relatively easy start to their Olympic program. The Canadian men won their opening match against Czechia 5-0. This is the first time we're seeing NHL players at the Olympic Games since Sochi 2014. The women's hockey team will begin the knockout round on Saturday. They'll face Germany in the quarterfinals. The men will be back on the ice tomorrow against Switzerland. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
Here is a look at the medal standings on day 6 of the competition. Norway leads the way with 7 gold medals. Italy is in second with 6, and the U.S. is in third with 4. Canada sits in 15th place. We've got 3 silver medals and 4 bronze. Well, this winter festival is back for a 21st year. Coming up next on CTV, a new collab brings more to the Wasaga Beach-based family of fun, plus a new space for a local circus school. How you can come try twirling, spinning, and bustering for free. Details coming up next. First up, as we take a look around the region, if you've ever thought about running away to join the circus, we've got good news. First of all, you don't have to go very far, and second, you can try it for free.
All of our staff is just really trained on adapting movements so that everybody can feel safe and confident in what they're doing.
The Barrie Circus School can teach anyone of just about any athletic ability to be graceful and fit. The school is having a grand opening for its new space here in Barrie this weekend. A demonstration and workshop are all part of the day that is for anyone from 4 years old and up with a passion for fun and movement.
Everybody can do circus. Circus is for everyone. So even if you think that you can't do it, we will show you that you can. Just because of the slow progression that we do with our students. So they definitely surprise themselves more than they surprise us. We know they can do it, but pushing through fears like going backwards and going upside down are all things that they are just surprised that they can do.
The free circus show and trial class at Barrie Circus School is Sunday at 11 a.m. on Kaplan Avenue. An annual favorite returns to Wasaga Beach, but this year there's an added collaboration.
This is our very first sort of inaugural event here at Nancy Island Historic Park. We're very proud to partner with the town of Wasaga Beach to bring this event to life at the historic site during a time when it's generally closed and not available to the public.
The fun of Snowman Mania now found at the Nancy Island Historic Site as well, with a snow tubing run specifically constructed for the Winter Festival. In its 21st year, the 4 days of family fun and live entertainment takes over the Recplex as well, with cozy fire pits, igloo building, and skating at Oakview Woods Park.
Thousands of people come from all around every year, and we're excited to grow it. We're excited to partner with Nancy Island to make it bigger and better this year. It's really about bringing people together from across our community and across the region and the province to celebrate winter in Wasaga Beach. A lot of people think of coming here in the summertime. Well, Wasaga Beach has tons of fun things to do, lots of great activities, and we're celebrating winter.
From satisfying your sweet tooth to the live fire and ice performance, the town heightens Valentine's and Family Day with fun for all. Marking a major milestone in Muskoka today.
As we mark our 125th anniversary, we reflect on generations of athletes, families, and friends who have found a home here since 1901. Today, we are proud to say that this home is open to all members of our community.
1, 2, 3. The Gravenhurst Curling Club is 125 years old. Now, the anniversary included the ceremonial ribbon cutting with the big scissors and all, and unveiling of the new wheelchair-accessible entrance, but also talk of the need to upgrade a building of this age and the fundraising goal, which is $500,000.
We have obviously had some financial challenges, as all clubs have, over the past several years, and we have looked at ways to increase revenue. And one of the ways that we've been increasing revenue is increasing our rentals, so the wheelchair accessibility will also help us with our rental income.
If we get wheelchair members, it means everything. Because right now, before this, they could not curl here. They could not get into our building. To have an accessible building is a real bonus for our community. Our community needs this.
It's about the community. Unfortunately, last year for us was a rough year with the winter, as many people in the local area and surrounding knows. And the curling club faced a lot of challenges. This was one of them, and this is one we could help with. So we were happy to do so. Yeah.
Along with the mayor and officials, the ceremony included the local Special Olympics team ahead of their game today. Now the town will look towards the upcoming Gravenhurst Winter Carnival weekend. Now, along with our on-air journalists, we also have a small team of web-dedicated writers, and there are articles posted for you on our website that you can take in, ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or scan the QR code on your screen. Still to come, bringing lived experience, at times difficult, to the classroom. An award-winning documentary about Huntsville's Hope Arises founder has been chosen as part of a learning tool that's accessible to all teachers. But first, let's check in with Case in the Garden.
Not far from Huntsville, Gravenhurst Winter Carnival this weekend. Yes, join Skokie. There he is. I know he's kind of small. He's shrinking in the cold, but he'll be real big come the weekend. And there you can, ice carving demo, polar bear dip. You can try curling and all-you-can-eat poutine bar. I'm in. And our weather watcher artiste will have a look. Johanna says, prediction, 6 months from now, it'll be August 12th, and we'll be playing around in the park with all my friends. Nicely done. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Picture this.
Brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
My shot of what and who I love would look very similar to that. Who doesn't adore animals? Start them young and capture those photos. Picture this at ctv.ca. Case, it's all about love this week leading up to Valentine's Day. And I absolutely love your toque, of course, because of the color. You know my favorite color is pink, but also I understand there's something special behind it.
There is. It's a Skokie hat. It's a Skokie, and it's not pink. It's orange. It's orange, as the kids say. It's orange. Yeah, it's an orange. It's a Skokie hat. It's orange. We were comparing me to some of the pylons out here.
I don't know, folks bigger. At home, what do you think? Orange or pink? I see pink, but maybe I'm just seeing what I'd like to see.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. See what you'd like to see. Well, you'd sure like the Gravenhurst Winter Carnival. A lot of fun, absolutely a lot of fun this weekend. Starts on Friday, goes Saturday, and wraps up on Sunday. It's a lot of fun. Check it out, and say hi to Skokie. He's truly unique, or she is, it's truly unique. Let's talk about unique weather. Is this unique? It's not really very unique, is it? No, but the wind chill makes it feel kind of unique, doesn't it? Minus 11. Well, it's not really much of a wind chill. Okay, boy, I'm losing the air out of this one quick. It looks like minus 11 out of Collingwood. Minus 11 is what it feels like in Mount Forest, minus 11 in Toronto, and minus 14 in Newmarket. This is your almanac for today. Minus 6, minus 9, that's the high, that's the low. A record 10 degrees back in 1999, and a record minus 34.4 way back in 1914. Sun rises tomorrow, 7:21. It sets at 5:45. 10 hours and 23 minutes of daylight. We're getting up around 10 and a half hours. This is the forecast radar. Thank you very much, Adam. Roll it through, and as you can see, a little bit of snow coming our way. A little bit of snow, not much, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we're about 2 centimeters. That's what I'm going on record saying, 2 centimeters. Believe me, if I'm not right, I hear about it. I sure do. This is southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe. Minus 22 overnight with the wind chill. A few clouds, a little low-lying fog. What? Yes, that's what we're looking forward to, a little fog in February. 0 and minus 2 are the highs for tomorrow. Starts off sun and cloud mix, gives way to flurries in the afternoon. 2 centimeters of snow, but just so you know, there is a risk of a little freezing drizzle late afternoon, early evening. This is Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill. Minus 22 with the wind chill overnight. A few clouds. Clear skies, though, when you, from Georgina, Newmarket, and Richmond Hill. A little low-lying fog, too, anticipated. And 0, minus 1 for tomorrow. Sunny cloud in the morning, flurries into the afternoon. And tomorrow night, with those flurries, risk of freezing drizzle. This is Perry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Haliburton. Minus 24 with the wind chill, clear skies. And again, there is a little low-lying fog. You could see a little low-lying fog in the in the area. And minus 3, minus 5 are the highs for tomorrow. Increase in cloud cover and flurries, 2 centimeters. And a risk of freezing drizzle into the afternoon. That's your tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond and Diamond Lures 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this, and Adam brings us Simcoe County 5-day extended forecast. Weekend Valentine's. Saturday, sun and clouds, 0 for the high. Sunday, 1 degree above the freezing mark under cloudy skies. Monday, 2 degrees above the freezing mark under cloudy skies. And yes, you got it on Tuesday, 3 degrees. And cloudy skies, so well above the freezing mark. Thank you very much. 3 degrees. We're going to say that's well above. 5-day extended forecast, York Region. Have a look. Saturday, the day of love. Sun and cloud, love 1 degree. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, cloud cover 3, 4 degrees. Family day. That's something. 4 for family. Family 4. Nice. And Tuesday, looks like cloudy skies and 4. Nice. Muskoka, Perry Sound, Haliburton. Saturday, sun and cloud. Oh, it's gorgeous all the way around for Valentine's Day. Thank you very much, Mother Nature. Minus 1 degree above on Sunday. Slight chance of a few flurries kicking around. And Monday and Tuesday, 2 and 3 degrees under cloudy skies. And, of course, Monday being family day. If you have the weekend off, a long weekend, it is time to celebrate and celebrate with Skokie this weekend. Sarah.
Now I know. The award-winning short documentary, Red Girl Rising, continues to make an impact, not only at film festivals right across North America, but now in classrooms. Here's a look at how an Indigenous advocate from the northern part of our viewing region is using her experience to pave a more compassionate path for future generations. A familiar face in Muskoka, impacting generations of curious minds.
We can no longer live in disbelief and complacency.
Joyce Jonathan Crone is a Mohawk matriarch, retired teacher and activist in Huntsville. She's also Red Girl Rising, the focus of a 12-minute documentary sweeping audiences off their feet.
It's based on my whole life leading up till now, the joys, the struggles, the trauma, a near-death experience with surgeries, and so I just feel that it's made me a stronger woman as an Indigenous woman on my journey in this country.
The story of the founder of the Hope Arises project, dismantling cultural misconceptions, barriers, and racism. It's won awards including Best Short Documentary at the Red Nation International Film Festival in Los Angeles. The lessons to be learned now offered in the classroom.
It is empowerment of young people. It's walking up to a line and knowing that you stand for something, knowing that you have a choice, you can back away, or you can cross that line and you can find your purpose. So I think it really speaks to students.
Each of the films in this collection showcase citizens making Canadian society better.
These 3 young girls and their teacher who came up to me after were weeping because of the impact Red Girl Rising had. They talked about the bullying that they have experienced either in their countries or here in Canada.
Chosen for the free online Hot Docs for Schools program, the series of short films helps educate students and share meaningful messages.
We all have to forgive people in our lives, but if we hold on to it, it festers inside of us, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. And we have to be able to move past that unforgiveness, to be able to have healing and purpose in our own lives.
Once called a red girl, now rising from the ashes with a burning passion to help kids understand the pain of the past and the strength in standing up. Valentine's Day is coming up soon, but a few couples in Aurelia got a jump on the celebration while supporting a good cause.
Braised short ribs with glazed carrots, green beans, and mashed potatoes. Spring mix salad going out first, and a peach cobbler for dessert.
The kitchen at Hillcrest Lodge usually makes meals for the 31 residents, but last night the dining room transformed into a romantic restaurant. The money helps them give low-income seniors an affordable place to live.
This is very meaningful to us.
We felt this would be a nice way to celebrate Valentine's, to come out for dinner and have a romantic evening and support a good cause at the same time.
Oh, that looks great.
It's as much for public awareness as it is for fundraising. We certainly need lots of money to keep this place in operation. However, what we can raise by having a dinner for a couple of nights a year doesn't even put a dent in that, but it does just raise awareness and keeps us in the public's eye.
And the residents were treated too. Those that lived there got the same meal that was served to the guests. Still to come, the Canadian Auto Show is underway in Toronto. We'll take you there and take a look at which vehicle was named the Car of the Year. Plus, we'll recap tonight's top stories. You're watching CTV Barrie. Recapping our top stories, OPP is investigating after a video surfaced with what sounds like children pleading with a bus driver to slow down. A mother says her 12-year-old daughter broke her nose after falling on the bus floor from hitting a bump. The provincial government has announced changes to support post-secondary institutions as they continue to face financial challenges. Ontario is putting $6.4 billion more into the sector over 4 years. Starting this fall, schools will be able to increase tuition by up to 2%. And it's been 6 weeks since the City of Barrie declared a significant weather event, and there's still too much snow for the declaration to be lifted. The city has about 4,000 fire hydrants, and the fire department is asking residents to clear the snow from the hydrants in front of their homes if possible. The future of the automotive world is on display in Toronto as the auto show returns for another year. The show is making its annual Toronto pit stop at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre. That's this weekend. Enthusiasts will be able to check out the best 40 automakers have up for offer, including the latest on EV technology. From those top-of-the-line brands to the more affordable family vehicles, there's something from the die-hard enthusiast to the first-time buyer to soak in.
I think that every year we try to deliver what we call the total automotive experience, and this year I think the manufacturers, the industry has really just come together and presented something that you just can't miss.
Yeah, so what's new this year?
Well, I think there's a lot of different things, and I think it's all about consumer engagement this year, and whether you're here to try an EV for the first time or look at an EV, we've got 25 vehicles that are on the indoor EV test track. Of course, Camp Jeep is always a fan favorite. People line up for hours to try Jeeps and an off-road experience here at the auto show.
Now, still at the auto show, it was a big win for Honda as it grabbed the Canadian Car of the Year award.
Unbelievably great feeling for a manufacturer, but winning it 2 years in a row is really something special. So thank you to AJAC for that.
The 2026 Honda Civic hung on to the title for the second straight year. It's the third time it's captured the title in this category in the last 5 years. Other big winners, the Hyundai Palisade for Utility Vehicle of the Year, and Porsche picked up the Canadian Electric Car of the Year. In business news, Toys R Us is on the cusp of closing more locations. That's according to new court documents and filings related to its creditor protection case. The retailer says its location at Upper Canada Mall in Newmarket will close on March 31st as part of a lease termination agreement with the landlord. It also wants to close its store at the Niagara Penn Centre, that's in St. Catharines, pending an upcoming creditor protection hearing. At least 53 Toys R Us stores have now closed over the last 2 years. The country's biggest grocery chain is teaming up with an artificial intelligence giant. Loblaw is integrating its PC Express grocery delivery app into OpenAI's ChatGPT. Loblaw says the partnership will allow customers to explore menu ideas and create a list of ingredients in the chatbot and use the app to buy suggested items. The company says it began working on app integration last fall, shortly after OpenAI announced it would introduce third-party apps on ChatGPT. Moving right into our markets, the TSX was down 788 points, the Dow was down 669, and the Nasdaq was down 469. And commodities, oil was down, closing at $62.84 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at $4,948 an ounce, and our dollar was down, ending the day at 73.50 cents U.S. Let's talk a little sports, shall we? The Barrie Colts are back in action tonight as they look to win their 6th in a row. Tonight, the Colts will host the Kingston Frontenacs. That's at the Sadlin Arena. Barrie remains in front in the Central Division, 3 points back of the Ottawa 67s for first in the East. The Colts will travel to Ottawa on Family Day for a matinee affair in the nation's capital. Toronto Raptors were looking to keep their winning streak alive as they hosted the Detroit Pistons last night.
Levert and a turnover. Walter Scotty with the left-handed slam.
The Raps had their moments in this one, but the Eastern Conference leading Pistons led from start to finish, going on to win by 18 points. This was the team's final game before the All-Star break. Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram are off to the All-Star festivities in LA, taking place this weekend. The Raps' next game is 1 week from today against the Bulls in Chicago. A former Blue Jay has signed with a division rival as Chris Bassett has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Baltimore Orioles. Bassett spent the past 3 seasons with the Jays, according to ESPN. Bassett's deal with the Orioles is worth $18.5 million for the 2026 season. He posted a message on Instagram thanking Blue Jays fans for their support during his time with the clubs. Now it reads, Toronto and all of Canada, I'm beyond grateful that my family and I chose to come here 3 years ago. From having our youngest son to getting a World Series and everything in between, it was filled with love and friendships that my family will cherish for the rest of our lives. We gave you everything we had. Y'all gave us so much more. Thank y'all for literally everything. But the Orioles clearly gave a little bit more, millions more. Still to come, music from the heart, how some veterans are creating music from heartbeats. Details on the other side of the break.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away tickets to see Paul Simon live in concert.
So make sure you're listening weekdays from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Here's a look at your primetime lineup. 4 back-to-back episodes of The New Girl starting at 8, followed by Criminal Minds at 10 p.m. and CTV News Barrie at 11. Thanks for staying with us. The heart is more than just a muscle. It's also a symbol of love, memory, and legacy. And veterans at Pearly Health in Ottawa are creating unique songs using their heartbeat to share something special for their families. CTV's Peter Sperling has more.
Clear sound. I'm just going to record it.
Gail Fougere is creating music from her heart, literally.
I get all teary just thinking about it.
Recording her heartbeat. Sounds used as the starting point in creating a unique song.
It's very, feeling-wise, it really grabs you, I think.
Planning to share it with her daughter one day.
I think she'll probably get the final product when I'm gone. I've decided I'm going to do it for her because you can put little things on those that will bring happy memories.
It's part of a project at Pearly Health called Rhythms of Remembrance. Veterans combining their heartbeats with music, voice, personal stories to create digital keepsakes.
It's really unique.
Once heartbeats are recorded, residents work with music therapists to create something special.
We're going to create a musical composition using a song of the resident's choice, and some residents are composing their own song and maybe offering like words that they want to share with their loved ones.
James Gafer has mostly finished his song, but he's not sharing it yet. It's a surprise for his wife.
It's been kind of fun.
Here's a sample of what a finished song sounds like. The program is funded by the Government of Ontario.
We would like to create a little bit of a legacy of our veterans.
Allow residents the chance to connect to family, deepen connections to themselves and their past, and kind of engage in building a legacy that they can share through music.
Music shared from the heart. Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Casey Golby, we have wonderful viewers. They have been very quick to follow up with screenshots of you and me side by side, very clearly stating that they see the color orange.
Orange.
On your toque.
It is an orange toque. Can we get a shot of it? Are we going to get a shot of Skokie in the orange toque? It's Skokie. He is the mascot. She is the mascot.
See.
They are the mascot. And it's all kinds of fun. Of course, the Gravenhurst Winter Carnival. There's chicken wing competitions going on up there, too, I might add. And a good shot of Skokie. Ooh, who's the old guy? Oh, that's not Skokie. That's me. And that's, it's orange. It's glowing. Look at it. It's glowing.
What? I mean, I still see pink, but perhaps I need to talk to our technical team about getting a monitor from this decade.
How long have you seen these colors?
I feel like you've been wearing pink for years now, and really, no, you just have a lot of Hunter Orange in your wardrobe, right?
Hunter Orange, I like it. I like it.
Very
yes,
Ottawa
indeed.
Valley.
Yes, very Valley. Oh, indeed, indeed, indeed. Yes, enjoy certainly the upcoming weekend, whatever you plan on doing. But how about enjoying first thing tomorrow morning with the Get Up and Go forecast? Looks something like this. Did I point the right way? I did. Yeah, it looks like we have predominantly sunny skies and minus 18. It's a chilly one first thing at 7 o'clock in the morning in Barrie, and minus 16 and sunny skies in Newmarket and in Gravenhurst. Plenty of sunshine and minus 20 to start your Friday. Have yourself a great evening, Sarah, and a better tomorrow. Orange.
Thanks, Case. And now I'm getting flack from the technical team. Geez. Thank goodness we've reached the end of this hour, folks. Thanks so much for being here with us. I'm Sarah Freemark. Have a fantastic night.